Here's an idea I pondered on the other day. How many of you out there are of a similar age to me? Probably a few. I'm almost 45, and I was pondering on my early days of not being a youth, but being a young man in my 20s, in my what I call my peacock phase. Of course, at that time of your life, when you're early 20s, really you've only got one thing on your mind, and that is to display your feathers and try to attract a mate. If you remember those days, you'll remember the invincibility psychology that you probably had. I know I did. There were many things that I did that now I would consider absolutely stupid. There were many things that I did then that... there were many things that I did then. So yes, there were many things that I did then. Silly things, dangerous things that I absolutely would not do now. Or if any of those things, if I did now, I would properly assess the risk. None of which I did back then. But here's my thinking. And if you remember the psychology that you had back then, it really was the psychology of somebody who truly believed they were invincible. And if you think about it, that same psychology can absolutely be applied, though often isn't, to a man or woman in their 40s, 50s, 60s. The problem is that we quite often lose that psychology because we are assessing risk. We are getting sucked into the what could happen type of thought process, which of course in the main is a good survival instinct. It's a way of preventing some of those accidents from occurring. However, it's also a brilliant way of stopping you from doing the things that you really could do, achieve, etc., etc. So what if there was a way of tapping into that same psychology? Because I think there is. And I don't mean in order to do extreme sports, although for some you might want to do that. Some middle-age crisis moments in your life. But what you can do is apply that invincibility psychology to areas of business, to areas of personal development, to your relationship. Whatever it is, that same psychology can absolutely progress you in whatever area you wish to progress in. So for me, for example, I've decided going to apply that psychology to my areas of business, or rather my businesses. I know I can be better. I know I can push these businesses forward, be better able to provide for my family. And quite often, if I think about it, the reason why some of these ideas that I have don't come to fruition or don't work is because I'm not applying the same psychology, that invincibility psychology, which is almost the same psychology of surrendering to what will be. When I think about riding motorbikes, for example, quite often I would have friends come to me and they would say, so I'd love to ride a motorbike, Dave, but I worry about falling off. And of course, I would always say back then, without thinking about law of attraction or any kind of psychology, I would always say to them then, well, you shouldn't ride a motorbike. Because as soon as that thought process enters your mind, you will fall off. You get on a motorbike and think, oh, I'm worried about falling off, you will fall off. So let's say in terms of your business, for example, or one of my, my business, let's say I start my day off on a Monday with the psychology of, wouldn't it be great if I achieve this? However, this could happen. Or, yeah, but I need to be wary of this. Well, lo and behold, one of those things will probably happen, and it'll be those things that will prevent the business from moving forward. So anyway, this is, I know, a bit of a long ponder, but I hope it makes sense because it really does resonate with me right now. Apply that psychology to areas of business and personal development, and I know I'll be able to progress. Now, how am I going to do that? That's a good question. Well, in my opinion, this is where the likes of the Gamma mindset, meditation, mindfulness, very recently I learned from Eric Ho a really interesting breathing technique that boosts your energy, and I'll probably do a video on that in the near future. All of these things I think will get my mind in the right state so that I'll have moments of invincibility throughout the day. Anyway, long ramble for you. However, I'm not going to apologize. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.